This was not one of Georgia's better defenses in 2024, and a lot of those guys are gone now. Jalen Walker was really good. You had Malachi Starks, Dan Jackson. These are a lot of guys that were Williams. I mean, they had a lot of first-round guys that are gone now, top 50 players on the defense that are gone. How is this going to work?
Well, talent, right? They've got a lot of talent, and I think that it starts there. But they've got enough returning players like Dalen Everett and C.J. Allen, who we talked to today.
The linebackers
to
are
where,
good.
Yeah, they're not completely in the dark. Like, there are still people that have been in the system for a few years and know the drill and that can take responsibility and help bringing people up. But they're gonna have to hope that the talent wins out here. I think the front seven in particular, more so the defensive front, not the inside linebackers, but the edge rushers and the line. That's a little bit of a mystery, right? Most of them just haven't played. Christian Miller's played the most, and he hasn't played that much. Jordan Hall, other than Elijah Griffin, their highest-rated defensive lineman, he's hardly touched the field, and he is going to be relied upon as a starter, as a key rotational piece. I think that's the biggest mystery on the entire football team is the defensive front.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they need to find an alpha pass rusher that they can rely and depend on.
Don't you just have those? Fine. I mean, aren't they better already be there?
They could be on the roster, but they've got to do it. I think Gabe Harris is talented enough. Yeah. I think your guy that you drove 20 hours to see, Isaiah Gibson, could turn into that type of guy. Maybe not this year.
Yeah, but it's got to be.
They need someone to be like, I'm the guy. 3rd and long, big moment in the game, 4th down. Let me go get the quarterback.
Gibson definitely looks like he could be. And
absolutely.
Then Quintavious Johnson too. Yeah. I mean, Kirby won't stop talking about him.
The guys are there, but there's a big opportunity for those guys to do it. You've got to do it. Potential is great. You got to do it. And I think they need a game changer on the interior. Christian Miller is good when he's healthy. Jordan Hall could be really good if he's healthy. I don't know if they've got a Jordan Davis, Devonta Wyatt, Jalen Carter, right?
Well,
you need those guys.
Elijah
Johnson.
Griffin, maybe.
Well, Johnson.
We were talking about the DTs.
I'm sorry. I just want to say Johnson could be a lot like Devonta Wyatt, smaller.
Okay.
But the ability to have a big person run, side to side, he had the ability to do that. Were you with me at Lakewood?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it was like 100 degrees out there, and he was playing running back too. That was really impressive.
That was a lot. He was worn out, but he really has the capability to be a very good player. I'm not super concerned about the back end. I think they're okay in the secondary. Question is, will Trey Scott get these guys ready to roll up front? I think it's a legitimate question. We don't know the answer to that. Alabama's going to be good. Texas is going to be good, but Texas has lost some guys on the offensive line for sure, and this is just not a great year of college football, I would say, in terms of talent. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, especially just going back to, can you rely on these edge rushers? Can you rely on the defensive line? They went through the spring process. Yeah. They evaluated the situation, and they went out and they added to that room. They went out and they got Josh Horton from Miami to add another body. They went out and they got Ella Madozi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I feel like
I'm going to go with it.
I think you did a really good job.
Madozi, they brought him in. I think he's going to be a starter for them as an edge rusher, or at least going to have a chance. Yeah. The guy from Army, he's got more production than any edge rusher on Georgia's roster, and he's only played one full season really. So I think that the staff felt that it's not going to be good enough going through the spring when they added to those positions. Now they were dealing with some injuries, and that's why they looked even lighter during that process, but I think that kind of tells you what you need to know, that they don't feel like they're good enough at that spot.
He said McLeod had a good spring, summer. I mean, but McLeod was banged up last year. That's the other thing is, the tricky part for Kirby is we got to get these guys ready, but it's like you can't fast forward it. You can't put them in the microwave. You just got to go through the difficulty of it all, nevertheless having injuries. And it's just that's a pain, man. I mean, I understand why he gets paid as much as he does. There's a lot of moving parts. He said today, too, Matt, that one of the favorite parts that he has was, I think it was a jigsaw puzzle. He said taking all the puzzle pieces and putting them where they're supposed to go leading up to seasons. This guy is really good at this. And there's been time, they were not great last year, but they're really good at developing guys on the defensive line, and they're going to have to show it this season.
Yeah, I'm not a real puzzle guy, so that would probably be my least favorite part. But apparently Kirby's cool with it. We talk about the talent. They've got a lot of talent on the defense. They lost a lot of talent, but they also lost some
Your
leaders.
profile picture.
Yeah. Jalen Walker was a leader.
Yeah.
Dan Jackson was a leader. Michael Williams was a leader. And they do have Dalen Everett, who we talked about his leadership today, and C.J. Allen. Jordan Hall is a vocal leader, so is Kristen Miller, but there's a difference between leading off the field and leading on it. Those guys still have to make some plays. That's where leadership comes. He talked about KJ Bolding trying to take a step forward with his leadership. So some of those guys need to take a step forward from with their leadership roles as well, and I think that'll help. They've got a lot of talent. They still need guys to step up in that perspective as well.
And make sure you grab the shirt down below. It's our Riding Home shirt. I've got it all goofed up right now, but it's got a front pocket. Ryan can show it to you.
Oh, I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
You can pick it up at Red Zone. You can see the link down below. You can also grab our 2025. What is it called? Frocket? What'd you say?
You didn't know? You've never heard that before?
I've never heard that.
Well, I don't know if it stands for front pocket or for frat pocket.
It does not.
That's the only problem.
Or something even more diabolical.
Just one of those two things.
Hey, you can pick up our 2025 preview. It has Gunnar Stockton on the cover. It has Red Zone on the back, which is also where you can pick these shirts up. And on Clayton Street, exclusive interview with Mike Bobo during that.
The play of the year.
The Dan Jackson. The fumble is actually on the screen narrowly. Oh, in that moment in time, there's the ball. Could barely get it into the magazine. I was like, I saw the ball. I saw something come dislodged, and I was like, what is taking everyone so long to jump on that? Because Nazir was right over the top of it and didn't see it, and Chaz was like, oh my God, and just jumped on it. But they don't have either of those guys this year. And for all the grief everyone was talking about with Chaz Chambliss, there's a lot of productivity there that's being replaced. I'll throw it to you like this, though. Like with Nazir, did Nazir make a lot of plays? I don't necessarily know that he made plays. He made that play against Mizzou in 23, but you need your defensive linemen to just be stout and do that job. You don't need to be guessing and shooting gaps and all that shit. Just play the position.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound harsh. They lost a lot to the NFL. They're replacing guys. They can improve on some of those players. Warren Brinson and Nazir Stackhouse, this is no hate. They weren't Jalen Carter. They weren't close to it. They were serviceable.
Oh, serviceable.
They need better than what they brought. They were not super productive. Yeah, better never rest. They were not super productive interior defensive linemen. It's hard to replicate what Jalen Walker did. It's hard to replicate the physicality of a Michael Williams, but they bring in those types of athletes all of the time.
Gibson can replace Michael Williams in terms of physicality. I don't know how quick.
The guy that Matt and I walked by at G-Day, he just looks like a monster.
Darren Ikenogban.
Okay.
That guy is a freak of nature. He looks like the Predator.
But Gibson, so let me just say this about Gibson, is that when he wants to do it, it's going to be hard to stop him. So midway through the 25 season, when they need a sack against Alabama or against the Gators, it could be that he's in that situation. It could be. It might be that he's not ready either. But it's just one of these things where they've got guys, man. I mean, they have had at least a top 2 class every year the last 4 years, I think it is. And they're barreling towards a number 1 class right now, it seems. They won't be a 3. It doesn't look like. So they've got guys, and then they're adding what they need through the portal, Matt. This defensive, listen, Trey Scott's a really good coach. I'm not just saying he's not my friend. I don't know him. We don't chat, but he's done a really good job. Did he do the work a year ago to set up for this year? Because it's too late now. I mean, it's August basically. It's too late now. Did you do the work last year or not?
Yeah, I think for him, if his top guys, those veterans, Kristen Miller, Jordan Hall, they can stay healthy, that's going to be huge. Hard to, easier said than done. He's got a lot of really young talent, Nnamdi Ogboko, Jordan Thomas, Nazir Johnson, some hungry, talented guys who have an opportunity to showcase what they're capable of this season in year 2. And guys should be getting better and progressing year by year. We haven't even talked about the inside linebackers, the best part of that defense. C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson, Justin Williams, Chris Cole. Those guys are dogs. Hur, hur.
No.
Those are dogs.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Dude, stop.
Get after it.
I'm gonna have KJ come and scream at you like he is right here. That's what's gonna happen from here on.
I know
out.
KJ a little bit. He wouldn't scream at me. He
You-
wouldn't bark either. But
You know, like you got guys like Ellis Robinson. That like it's also kind of go time for some folks, but they got 3 transfers in the secondary that could really shore up that group.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I think they're going to be competing with the older guys that have stuck around, like Ja'Cory Thomas.
Yeah.
I think that what you'll see early on in the secondary room is a lot of rotation, like you saw early on a year ago, and trying to figure out who their guys are. I don't know if they'll have that determined week 1.
So Justin Williams has not been mentioned. Justin Williams could be a really good player at Georgia.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Chris Cole played a little bit more than
Chris
he did
Cole,
as a freshman.
yeah,
but
Chris Cole's really good
man.
too.
Kirby Smart called both of those guys alphas in the spring. You don't just throw that word around. He said those are
particularly
alphas.
Kirby. I mean, like,
yeah, those are 2 of his favorite players on the roster. If I had to,
Best
Make a couple
answers on the
guesses.
roster?
Huh?
Best answers on the roster?
I need to see Kirby involved in one of those TikToks.
I don't. I
do.
I need
That's
that
what the
in my
people
life.
want.
Kirby can't dance.
I would think you are underestimating him.
I might, but I'm gonna.
You're gonna-
I don't think Kirby's made for TikTok.
Oh, made for TikTok.
That's where the dances are. Stop dancing at the gas station. That's
Do you think that
Oh,
Jared Curtis has a TikTok in his drafts of him and Kirby dancing, and that's
I
like what it
hope
took
to
to get him to
God. I hope to
commit?
God he
it would have been
does.
released by now.
I hope to God he does. I mean, and like Kirby could do it with someone more age appropriate, like Shock or somebody like that, or like, Dax Langley, or like someone, or Matt Stinchcomb, one of the Stinchcombs.
Would they have done TikTok in the mid '90s?
I am so proud and happy that technology did not exist in the
It happened
'90s.
Georgia in
The one that you should be the most happy about is that Snapchat didn't exist. You would have loved it, but you'll look back and be like, oh my God.
Listen, as someone who survived the '90s, and I'm glad my desperation at the time is not out there for the world to consume 30 years later. We're celebrating my 30th year of going to college here soon, and that was a turbulent time. That was a very that was a rough go. But I think whatever you got to do to get these kids to school is one thing. So if he has to dance on a TikTok at a gas station in Murfreesboro or wherever, which for Jared Curtis, you got to do that.
Get your gas, get your snacks, and
get a
leave,
dance.
and
But
get the hell
why
out of there.
dance there though?
That's
I
their
don't know.
spot, man. That's their
It's like a
That's their
thing.
disco.
That's where they do
floor.
the photo shoots too.
I've seen
They
that.
They
I
look
don't-
at the ground and they've got their hat and they're just like
I don't
not even looking at
understand
the camera.
the gas station stuff. I don't-
Well, it is like he said. You can fuel up.
And
Perhaps you would get like a protein bar. Matt would get.
perhaps.
Excuse me. Matt would get a protein bar. You'd probably get like a whatchamacallit or something like
Oh,
that.
whatchamacallit.
And then like and take it from there. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm very glad. I am very glad. There is some documentation of me in the '90s. I hope it never sees the light of day.
That's what I would like to see.
No,
though.
you don't.
Yes,
You don't want to see that because we were complete morons. But anyway, I forgot what we were talking about. If the defensive line,
The defensive line's got to play better.
they've got to play better, and I think that like Paul Snellings and like Travis Stroud and all these guys from the '90s, Marcus Stroud, Travis Stroud, Paul Snellings. Oh God, this guy from Cochran.
Keep going.
I'm trying, man. I can't remember his name. They had some good players back then. They were not elite, but they're going to have to be stout against the run, and that's my question. Go ahead, say what you're going to say.
No, it's not appropriate.
Good. Okay. Well, maybe we should end it there before we go too far down memory lane here. Will the Dogs get better on the defensive line in the front? I don't know. It's key to the season. Thanks for watching.